Hello dear friends. Today we have unique information. 21 uniqueness, people whose abilities seem unreal. 1. Amphibian man. A diver from Denmark, Stig Severinsen, is known for his ability to hold his breath underwater for as long as 22 minutes, while an ordinary average person cannot stand even a few minutes. Swimming training has been a part of his life since he was 6 years old. He has a lot of records in his piggy bank. For example, he was able to swim 152 meters underwater in 2 minutes. 11 seconds. Wearing a wetsuit and fins. 2. The girl is an X-ray. At the age of 10, Natalia Demkina, a resident of Saransk, discovered the ability to see through people. That is, she can look at the state of internal organs, identify existing problems, and so on. People began to turn to her for help, and they claim that everything the girl said turned out to be true. In 2004, Natalia took part in an experiment organized by the English media. She described in detail all the injuries that the woman received as a result of a car accident. Demkina decided to devote her life to medicine. 3. Human camera. The artist Stephen Wiltshire is autistic, but at the same time he has an incredible memory. He can draw a landscape in great detail after seeing it just once. It feels like he's recording everything on tape and then playing it back. He was able to create detailed panoramic drawings of Tokyo, Rome and New York, and before starting work, he simply flew over them by helicopter. The image of the capital of America can be seen on a giant billboard at the international airport named after J. Kennedy. 4. Megasavant. Let's start with the definition. A savant is a person with incredible abilities caused by a pathology of the brain. Lawrence Kim Peek was the only person in the world who had the ability to simultaneously read 2 pages of a book with each eye. His father said that Lawrence began to remember everything from the age of 16 months. He quickly read books and memorized the contents the first time. By the way, Kim Peek is the prototype of the main character of the famous movie, Rain Man. 5. Eagle vision. With her unique vision, German Veronika Seider attracted the attention of others when she studied at the university. She could easily see a person who was 1.6 kilometers away from her. For reference, the average person can hardly see the details at a distance of 6 meters. Studies have shown that her vision is 20 times better than other people's, so it is compared to a telescope. 6. Long-term insomnia. In 1973, a resident of Vietnam experienced a fever, after which he developed a severe form of insomnia. At first, Ngoc Thai thought that this was a temporary phenomenon, but more than 40 years have passed, and he has never slept. Studies of doctors have not found serious health problems, while the man himself says that he is irritable due to lack of sleep. Doctors believe that Thai lives for so long without rest, thanks to such a phenomenon as micro-sleep, when due to severe fatigue a person falls asleep for just a couple of seconds. 7. The man is a magnet. In Malaysia, there is a seemingly quite ordinary man, Lu Tu Lin, but he has a unique ability. His body, like a magnet, attracts various metal objects. Lu discovered his ability only at the age of 60, when the tools began to stick to his hands. Experiments were conducted and it was found that a Malaysian can hold up to 36 kilograms on his body without hands. In addition, he managed to drag a real car for some distance with the help of his magnetism. Scientists in perplexity conducted research and did not find a magnetic field in the man's body. 8. Gutta-percha boy. From early childhood, Daniel Smith discovered the ability to twist his body, and when he came of age, he began touring with a circus troupe and became very popular, thanks to the fact that he took part in various performances and TV programs. There are several records of Daniel in the Guinness Book of Records. It can not only fold into different knots and compositions, but also move the heart around the chest. Doctors say that Daniel received good flexibility from birth, and then worked hard and developed his abilities to incredible heights. 9. Human computer. Shakuntala Devi had incredible mathematical abilities. From early childhood, her father taught her card tricks, and after a while she memorized cards much better than her parent. She surprised with the ability to make incredible mathematical calculations not only teachers at school, but also people, conducting street performances. Her name is in the Guinness Book of Records, because Devi was able to multiply two 13-digit numbers in just 28 seconds. Shakuntala took part in an experiment where she competed with a UNIVAC 1101 computer. She was able to extract a 23-degree root from a 201-digit number in just 50 seconds, and it took 62 seconds for the technique to do this. 10. Does not feel pain. Since childhood, Tim Cridland realized that he did not feel pain and began to show everyone his skills. At school, he scared classmates and teachers by piercing his hands with needles. Now Tim takes part in various entertainment programs in America, mocking his body. It is worth noting that Tim approaches this seriously and has carefully studied human anatomy to ensure safety, since he only has a high pain threshold, and injuries remain with him, like with all people. 11. Iron lover. The French artist Michel Litoto was known for being able to eat any objects, for example, made of glass or metal, without any harm to the digestive system. People around him nicknamed him Mr. Omnivore for this. Doctors explained this phenomenon by the presence of very thick walls of the stomach and intestines. According to existing information, from 1959 to 1997, he ate about 9 tons of metal. During his extreme meal, he broke off pieces of iron and ate them with water and mineral oil. It took him 2 years to eat an entire Cessna 150 plane. 12. The king of bees. Usually people are afraid of bees like fire, which cannot be said about Norman Gary, who is a beekeeper and an ardent lover of these insects. He can control a huge swarm of bees by holding them on his body. An interesting fact is that such a friendship with insects allowed Norman to take part in the filming of several films, for example, The X-Files, and Invasion of the Bee Girls. 13. Generates heat with your hands. A famous personality in China is Zhou Tingju, who is engaged in Kung Fu, Tai Chi and Qigong. A man is able to generate heat through his palms and it is enough to boil water. Another of his unique abilities is to shift the weight of the body from the legs to the chest area. Thanks to this, it can stand on a piece of paper and not push through it. In addition, Zhou claims that he is a healer and can even dissolve tumors. Famous personalities turn to him for help, so there is information that he even treated the Dalai Lama. 14. The man is a vacuum cleaner. Wei Mingtang accidentally discovered his unusual talent, inflating balloons and extinguishing candles with his ears. Since that time, he began to develop his skill. For example, he began to use a small tube and with its help began to inflate balloons. He performs at various events, entertaining the audience. Wei even sets records. For example, with his ears he was able to blow out 20 candles in 20 seconds. 15. The Ice Man. A huge number of cold-related records were set by Wim Hof. His body is able to tolerate very low temperatures, so he was able to climb Mount Everest and Kilimanjaro, wearing only shorts and boots. In addition, he ran a marathon in the Arctic Circle and in the Namib Desert without water. In the Guinness Book of Records there is his achievement. Wim Hof was able to dive into the ice for 44 minutes. 16. Using echolocation. A boy was born in Sacramento who was diagnosed with a rare disease, retinal cancer. As a result, doctors removed Ben Underwood's eyeballs. At the same time, the guy lived a full life without having a guide dog or even a cane. Ben used his tongue to make clicks, and their sound was reflected from nearby objects, helping to understand what needs to be bypassed. Doctors believe that the brain of a unique boy has learned to translate sounds into visual information by itself. Bats and dolphins have similar abilities. The guy, like the animals, captured the echo, and determined the exact location of nearby objects. 17. A unique marathon runner. Do you admire people who run a marathon? And imagine that Dean Karnassus was able to run without stopping and rest for 3 days. The most difficult endurance test turned out to be feasible for him. He ran a marathon at the South Pole without snowshoes at a temperature of -25 degrees Celsius. In 2006, he set another record by running a marathon across 50 states of America, spending 50 days on it. 18. Super strong teeth. A resident of Malaysia, Radhakrishnan Balu bears the title of King of the Tooth, because he is only able to pull a huge weight with the help of his teeth. In 2007, he set one of his many records. He stretched a railway train, including 6 cars. Doctors have not yet been able to unravel the man's secret, but he is sure that everything is thanks to a healthy lifestyle, meditation and regular training. 19. An unusual polyglot. If a person speaks more than 3 languages, then he is already called a polyglot, but this is incomparable with the result of Harold Williams, who knew 58 languages. Yes, this is not a typo. He said that since early childhood he was interested in languages. He applied his knowledge in diplomacy, since he could communicate with all representatives of the League of Nations delegation in their native language. 20. Musician with synesthesia. Such a concept as synesthesia is understood as the intersection of the senses. For example, a person eating something red can taste another product, or there are people who can feel colors with their eyes closed. Elizabeth Sulzer is a musician who has mixed vision, hearing and taste. Thanks to this, she can see the color of the sound wave and understand the taste of music. It sounds incredible, but it's a fact. She considered her abilities normal for a long time. They help her compose melodies from flowers. 21. High-speed samurai. Isao Mashi is a Japanese Iaido master. He is able to move with incredible speed. A modern samurai was able to cut a flying bullet into pieces. The action was filmed on camera, and to see the movement of the sword, the video was slowed down 250 times. There are several of his achievements in the Guinness Book of Records. For example, he performed the fastest 1,000 sword strokes and was able to cut a tennis ball moving at a speed of 820 kilometers per hour. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Best Vicios and click on the bell to not miss new interesting videos.